Yo, what is going on, everyone? It is Memory here. We are here for some more Oregairu, this being the sixth episode of the third season. And we got the showdown, the war, or however you'd want to put it, with Yukinon and Hiki about the whole prom thing, which I'm really curious to see how this all plays out, how this goes. Because I can definitely say or just feel that by the end of this, towards the end of this season, that there's going to be a lot of things that are different, especially the dynamic and just the relationships potentially maybe with our trio towards the end of the season. That's kind of where I see it going, which I'm kind of nervous about that, but I'm really fascinated by it as well. So, like I said, I'm really curious to see how these things go, as we progress through this final season, man. So, we'll see how we have with this episode, guys. We're starting at the. By the way, also, I got to say this because we had no Yui in the previous episode, and that was just wrong. We had no Yui at all. I need some Yui this week. I need a good dosage of Yui this week. That's all I got to say. Let's get into this episode, guys. We start at the very beginning, 0 seconds, and we're going to get started in 3, 2, 1, play. Please feel, in the staff on here, I need some Yui in this episode. That doesn't crush me, but it probably will, but even if they do give us that. Hey! Hey! Hmm. Hmm. Hey, miss. Yeah, she really trudging. Oh, smooth, smooth Iroha, because she knows he likes that shit, right? So that was kind of smooth. That was kind of smooth. But they really like Iroha never had a chance, and I mean you can maybe even say Yui or whatever, but really. If you have been big about the whole best girl thing, right, or which girl is going to win, which I mean, I guess it's been pretty obvious. I sound like a broken record when I say that. Probably a lot of us say that. Like it's been obvious since the beginning or whatever. But if you've been big on that, like who's gonna win, who's the best girl, they really sank two ships in a row, like two straight episodes. Yui was not the previous episode, the episode before that, and then you could even say Iroha in the previous episode, kind of. But I really have liked the shine we've had, the focus we've had with Iroha in this season, especially seeing how she definitely wants what Hiki, Yui, and Yukinon have. Like she longs for something like that. I really like what they're doing with Iroha in this season so far. So that's been a strong. I mean, the whole season has been freaking strong, man. But there's been a lot of strong parts. Yukinon's growth, um, that stuff with Iroha that I mentioned, and Yui. Yeah, her situation is tough because she's kind of in the middle, right? She loves the relationship so much, but then she also has these feelings for Hiki, so she's gonna have to accept that and move on because I don't think she really has yet. But that's another thing with our three main girls. I'm liking. She is he like? I hope she likes this. I mean, this could potentially be a good thing, though, right? Because if this pushes them to just being upfront with everyone, with each other on this whole thing. This is a nice little spot they're at here. He's like, I want it, the truth, like what it really is, what you really want. It must be or it is. Like, yeah, Shizuka Sensei leaving, man. It's just. But now this? But now this? Dude, his voice actor here, man. Now she changed it up a little bit based off of his reaction or something. That intense stare, though. The people she really cares about, the people she spends the most time with, really, like, for them. Oh, everything that goes into it, yeah. A lot that goes into it. Get your act together. She pushing him. She pushing him. Get your act together. What could you interpret that as? Or he loved that too, by the way. But maybe she kind of in a way telling him like, you got to be straight up. You gotta, don't beat around the bush. Don't just, be honest. See this thing through to the end. Like however it's all going to play out, however it's going to go. Just, be honest. That was just kind of her way of pushing him, though. That's how I interpret that. A graduation trip, really? For like middle school or whatever? Man, we had the like Washington D.C. trip. That was cool, but that wasn't like a graduation trip. I guess maybe you could say it is, but taking notes. Was he gonna try to apply this to him and his classmates, or just acting though? I don't know. They didn't really make a well. At least where I went to school, they didn't make a big deal out of it, like elementary school or middle school. It was just high school, really. High school graduation. That was a big thing. Yeah, there's no going back now, though. That's so hip. That's so hip. Oh yeah, like yeah. There's no going back on it now. There's no Yui. I said I needed some Yui. I thought it was looking like we weren't gonna see her again for in this episode. Maybe like maybe that was just a long shot, but it was like we didn't even hear a Yahalo or anything like that. Like we didn't even get that. No, she's not. She's not really okay. She's not really okay. See, this is the whole genuine thing we're talking about. Like this really isn't okay. And honestly, she should tell him that. But she probably don't want to make Hiki get a certain way or for him to feel hurt or something, right? Feel a certain way. we in a competition here. A showdown. Huh? Booty booty. How quickly he shook his head there though. As for the club. Ooh, okay, okay. So wait, Hiki was saying he was talking about ending the prom? Is that what he said? Well, like Yukinan's gonna try to keep the prom going and Hiki's gonna try to end it? Is that their competition? I thought like I don't know, but he just said that, so if we create something even worse than that. Okay, okay. I can eat two of them. Purposely awful yet legitimate. Hmm. How are you gonna do this though, or what is this gonna be? You got people you can reach out to. Dude, his voice actor, man. Oh, his voice actor, one of the best, dude. Like, really. Just the tone of his voice, like how he can fluctuate it so much and like act it out. Oh my god, dude. I was about to say, yeah, we got some people we could call up. Come on. Same though. Honestly, like tomatoes. Ugh. His reaction. No. Hey, I'd be the same way. I would be the same way, dude. Oh, look how she looking at him, man. Oh my god. I was saying we needed that dosage. We needed another dosage of some Yui, man. Like Zaimokuza, hey, we got our one of our reinforcements, I guess. Is this the first time we saw Zaimokuza in this season? Oh, we got We got Saki here. Saika. We got some recruitments. I feel like it's been forever since we saw Zaimokuza. Seek validation from all the popular types. Here he goes. Here he goes. It's like he hasn't been gone for a while. We haven't saw him in a while, you know? Like he comes in like this. Well, let's understand then. Let's. What do you want to do? As his friends, yeah, makes sense, right? Like, ah, Yui, man, Yui. He pushed him right. She pushing him right there. Oh, of course. Hey, hey. Wait, Zaimoku's not even gonna say anything. Thanks, man. Such a trip, dude. He's such a trip. Right. That was wicked cool. The man that hasn't changed one bit. I mean, it hasn't been that long, realistically, but he has not changed. Oh, they both gonna be in one of these rooms together? Pear room. His fingers shaking a little bit. The pear room. Oh, this is nice. We know what it is, and Yui knows what it is, so it's still like you know. But still, just to help obviously we know she cares about her and their friendship, like so she's gonna help him. You know, it's like still. Oh, yo, how old is she again? Wait, how old? I mean, Yui looking fine too, but you would think that was like her sister or something, right? Like, she looks super young and super damn fine too at that, of course. Like, oh, 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 shit. She out. She out. You can just like stop working for like a whole last minute or two. Well, there goes that. I was just saying she out, but pretended not to see it the entire time. But I had already noticed. Yeah. Ha, dude. It can't stay that way forever, and it's not gonna stay that way forever. Yeah. This time with Hiki here, but also she's talking about their friendship too, and just the three of them. Oh, again, dude, again, man. With her, with Yukinon too. Finish. Damn, man. And that's just, see, it's just such the tough reality of it, man. Is just that when they see this thing through to the end, this whole thing, it's not going to be the same, right? And that's why that's why Yui is saying all this, right? Because it's going to be different. It's the end or just where it's going is kind of already set in stone, and that you could say that with Yukinon and Hiki, but you can also say that just with the three of them in general, right? And how things have been in school for them. After all this is said and done, it's going to be different, and that's especially because we know how much Yui really like. Yui obviously has these feelings for Hiki, but even above all of that is how she feels about the three of them being together. Like that is even over her feelings for Hiki. And so that's two things for her that are going to be very different and just very tough to deal with, obviously, and everything's going to change. The dynamic between the three of them, and also obviously her feelings towards Hiki, they're not going to be a thing if they whatever they do with the romantic part of it. It's going to be Yukinon and Hiki, if anything. If we do see that at the end of the series, So that's tough, man. That's tough. But it even kind of bounces off of what Iroha, that scene with Iroha and Hiki that I was talking about earlier, about Iroha kind of pushing Hiki, which Yui pushed Hiki as well in this episode, you could say. Definitely. But Iroha pretty much saying that, at least how I interpreted, like I said earlier, like I was kind of breaking it down, like she was kind of telling Hiki to kind of be honest about this whole thing, be honest with himself, see this thing through to the end. Don't lie to yourself, don't make up excuses or whatever the case may be, right? Like you got to see this through to the end, because that's the genuine thing, that's what it's going to be, or that's what it is. So I mean, yeah, it kind of plays off of the that Yui scene there at the end. I would definitely say it's all going to be different, man. It's not going to be the same, and they're all gonna have to accept that and play it out to the end, and see it to the end. So it's sad, it's tough, but it's also like I said earlier, like I think towards the beginning of this, like it's also really fascinating to me as well, because how is it going to be? How is the end going to be? How are things going to be with the three of them? Obviously, it's going to be different, but in what ways are we going to actually see it be different? You know what I'm saying? Are we actually going to see Yukinan and Hiki get into a full-on relationship, like at the end of the series or something? Like, how is it all going to... Like, we got to see it through to the end, too. Like, I mean, unless y'all are novel readers, but... Like, for us, for me, an anime only who has really no idea, like, I got to see it through to the end. I'm in the same position as a lot of these characters are, right? Like, we gotta see how it plays out to the end, So, but yeah, things are definitely slowly but surely changing. I mean, she didn't even give him a Yahalo. We didn't even get one, I don't even think, in this episode. We didn't even get one of those, right? Like, that's always, like, the first thing Yui says. And she didn't even say that to Hiki when Hiki came up to her, like first thing in the morning for school. Like that's another thing there, right? Like things are changing, things are evolving, and this is how life is. This is how it is. So, and I mean, there's no point, because if you make excuses, if you lie to yourself, if whatever the case may be, and you stray off of that path, it could end up being a lot worse than, say, that end goal or whatever is the, seeing it through to the end is. Whatever that is, if you lie and manipulate and just you alter away from that, it could be even worse or more cruel or more whatever you'd want to say than just what that main thing would be, if you guys kind of get what I'm saying. So it's Oregairu, of course, as always, just very dynamic and very just, I don't know, eye-opening with, the characters and their dynamics and just their monologues and everything, man. There's always so much to it. There's always, so much substance there. But I like what we had in this episode. I was saying we needed more Yui. We needed a heavy Yui dosage in this episode, and we got it. So I'm happy about that, but I mean, yeah, the harsh, the reality. I shouldn't even say it's harsh. Like, it's just the reality, man. That's all it really is. I don't know, really, honestly, know what else to say. We just got to see it through to the end. That's what I would say to wrap this up. So, yeah, guys, let me know what you all thought of this episode of Oregairu. If you guys did enjoy my reaction to this one, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace out.